Welcome to this beautiful event that we are calling Welcome Divine Solutions. The call compels the answer. For the ones who are new, I'm Gaetana, he's Yantal, and before we started the recording, I was saying that we are a divine union here on Earth holding the frequencies of enlightenment and ascension. When we create this type of unified auras among us, we create a portal. In our case, it's a portal to divine creation, to love, to freedom, and much more. So for today, we really want to focus on solutions. That's how we are all wanting to materialize or manifest heaven on earth. So I can guess that if you're all here, it's because you want to make this transition from perceiving lack, insufficiency, or problems or challenges sometimes, and really resetting your consciousness so that you can start attracting divine solutions, right? So in the first place, why is it that we need solutions? It's because the ego construct creates problems. What I want to say about that is that a problem is just a blockage to the flow of abundance. So that's how we define a problem. It's created by the ego, so the limited self, our limited perspective, and it's a blockage. It's a blockage to the flow of abundance. So when we are perceiving a problem, it's because we are resisting the flow. A problem comes from resistance. So when we perceive a problem, it means that we have temporarily disconnected from the light. A problem is outside the light. So it means I disconnected because there's fear, there's guilt, there's shame. But the thing is, I have disconnected from the light, and only in the light will I find the solutions, right? So the moment we are perceiving problems or focused on problems, we are unconsciously sometimes not choosing to receive God's love. So problem equals resisting God's love. Why would we do that, right? Why wouldn't we want God's love and instant solution? We'll explore that. So a problem is based on judgment. Judgment means that I'm perceiving imperfection and that I am fearing imperfection. Can you already, everyone here present, perceive that when there's fear in you, and of course you're disconnecting from God's love, you're perceiving imperfection. There's something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I'm not good enough. This shouldn't be happening. Why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Yes. So there's all the judgment there. So we are not only creating imperfection in that moment, but we are afraid of the power and the impact of that imperfection. So we are afraid of the power of fear over us. Would you agree? It's not just the imperfection. I don't like this. I'm afraid of what this means for me. I'm afraid that my imperfect parts, which were not imperfect, but I'm afraid that imperfection can do something to me, can mean something, can make me look in a certain way that I will not be loved or approved of. So it's really the judgment that creates the problem. If we can just perceive imperfection or perfection evolving, I prefer that, we are perfection evolving. So in every now moment compared to the past, to 10 minutes ago, if we are evolving, we will perceive that the past was more limited. So how can we heal the perception of fear, lack, and insufficiency? Because if we are perfection evolving, the previous moment is always more imperfect than this one. So how can we get out of imperfection? So first of all, problem then is an issue that we perceive has no solution and makes us feel stuck. And that's where the fear comes in. There's no solution. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I have to tolerate this situation and there's no way out of this situation. But it's all because I'm giving power to the fear. I'm giving power to what I perceive to be an error that will then mean something to me. Yes, to my image, to my validation, to my love, to my relationships, to my finances. So the good thing about problems is that it's just an idea. A problem is an idea. It is not an expression of divine creation. So a problem is an idea, an egoic idea, that only your small self makes you see and perceive. And it's not an expression of God. So it's not real. It's a concept, it's a construct, it's a belief. It's something we have not scrutinized enough or illuminated. Yeah? A creator, and we are all divine creators, a creator only perceives opportunities. The external or internal situation might still be the same, but the perception changes. Because one is solution-oriented. We want to grow and learn from that experience. And the other one uses the same experience, which is neutral, to victimize him or herself. So the difference between the victim and the creator, fear and love, the one who suffers and the one who expands, it's a matter of perspective. Because every circumstance is neutral. You make it mean something terrible or wonderful. But the situation is just what it is. It's nothing and everything. What do we want to do about situations? Whether they're internal, emotional situations, mental situations, physical situations. What are we making them mean? And the meaning is what creates the problem or the solution. Two people before the same situation can create something entirely different. One can create hell and one can create heaven. And however, the situation is the same one. What's present in the now moment is the same thing. So how can we make sure that we create what we desire instead of sabotaging ourselves? So let's go to the two basic limiting beliefs so that then we can do the alchemy into welcoming divine solutions. When we perceive fear, when we see problems, there's two basic thoughts that are running in our minds. There is no solution for my personal challenge, meaning what's happening to me has no solution. The solution for other people, for other things, but not for me, for this condition, for this situation. So then we go into desperate mode and we start perceiving failure. And we can even create a panic attack out of that, because you start seeing the darkness, the shadow, the contraction of the situation. So we're either thinking there is no solution for my personal challenge, so there's no opportunity for me, or that there is a solution, but the solution is out of reach. Meaning I don't have the resources that I need to reverse the situation. So those are the two limiting beliefs, and they are unconscious. There's no solution for my personal challenge, or there is a solution. I recognize there is a solution, but it's out of reach. It either requires too much money, too much time, energy that I don't have, etc. Okay? Both are an illusion. So there is a solution for your personal challenge, not problem, challenge, a creative opportunity, and the solution is not out of reach. It's right there before you, okay? So let's switch into the divine perspective, the divine way. The first reminder for all of us today is that whatever your challenge is right now, And before we move on, would someone be brave enough and vulnerable enough to write down your challenge in the chat box? How would you define your main challenge in this now moment so that we start channeling the energy there? So Wilma says money. Yeah. What would be your challenges in this moment? Something that you know you can't break through and you've tried a million things. Yes, I says the ego. How is your ego challenging you? Yes, I specifically. What's the main thought or emotional pattern there? And let's wait for others to share. So what's your main challenge? That's what you came here to transcend today. And we're all willing to help you transcend that because we see the creator in you. Claudia says, self-judgment. Yes, that's a big one. Yeah. Thina says, the unconscious belief someone else is needed to heal me. Beautiful, Thina. Yeah, we can completely challenge that one. Other challenges? Yes, I saying, always wanting to help others. Okay, the rescuer in you. The rescuer. Yes, that's a big one with light bearers. Jay is saying self-judgment around vices. Okay, so I think I'm understanding, Jay, that you're saying there are certain addictions or addictive behaviors and you judge those behaviors or tendencies. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. Okay, so there's not only the addiction, but it's the judgment of the addiction. So it's double burden there. Yes, beautiful. We can completely challenge that. Starla says, staying in presence continuously. Yes, that's right now on planet Earth. There's kind of people switching on and off all the time, and there's lots of frequencies coming online. So yes, Zykel says creativity and fear to not be good enough. Yes. Kara says self-doubt. Wilma specifies money, meaning lack limitation, love to switch that to money flow of plenty and more instead. Yes, financial freedom for all. Why not? Shemina is saying, need external assistance. I can't do it for myself. Yes. Janetta says, what should be my next step when I finish this chapter? Move back to my home country, try another city. Yes, the next step is a big one for many, many people. So thank you for sharing. So let's switch on to the divine perspective. So the first reminder for today is, whatever you're looking to transcend, whatever you're looking to manifest, whatever the next step is, the first step is free. Did you know that to create transformation, the first step is free? Because it just requires your willingness to thrive. Your willingness is internal, it's up to you, and it's free. You can't buy it anywhere. Nobody can make you pay for your willingness. You're just willing to thrive or not. It's an inner choice. So it's your willingness to thrive and the desire and the readiness to connect with your higher consciousness. Your personality, your belief system, most people around you will not be the bridge to the solution. You have to be willing to consult your higher consciousness. The part of you that is already perfect, free, liberated, expanded, loving, abundant, prosperous, you have to be willing to consult that one and stop consulting the personality that is always giving you the same old ideas that are creating limitation. So it's a willingness to let go of the small self ideas and the limited perspective. So for this first step to create change and ultimate transformation, do all of the ones who are present here and maybe listening to this later, do you all recognize that you have the willingness to thrive? Do you desire to prosper? With all your heart, with all your might, with all your brain, with all your body, do you have that willingness to be the creator, creatrix? Wilma is saying, I do now. So thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. Janetta, yes. Okay. So the willingness is free, is something that activates. Sometimes out of vision, we have the vision of what's possible. And sometimes out of crisis, because we hit rock bottom and we say, enough is enough of suffering. I need a change. I'm done. Right? So whether it's crisis or vision that is moving you forward, they are both great. The whole point here is that you deserve more, and that all that is already in your heart and mind is possible. God would never place, God, source, however you relate to that, source would never place a thought, a desire, a vision in your heart and mind unless it's possible for you. Really sit with this for a moment. God, source, father, mother would never inspire you to want something or to awaken something in you unless that potential is real in you. God is not playing with you. It's not manipulating you. Yeah? So trust that whatever you desire, even if it feels big or out of reach, it's just mirroring the vastness of your consciousness, that you're unlimited creators. So trust that vision and surrender to that, okay? So the first step is free. That's the good news. Other tips or reminders. Your Christ self is the same as your higher self. That inner voice, that inner master, is the authority over your reality, not the limited self. So whatever the limited self is saying, sharing with you, perceiving, just don't give it power, just let it be. But the authority to create, discreate, and recreate comes from the higher self, the Christ self in you, the light in you, the heart in you. So for that, how do we connect with that Christ self? Christ means crystalline, okay? Someone who is the anointed one. We connect through the threefold flame of the heart. We all have in our heart chakra, not the heart organ, in the heart chakra, 3 flames: a blue flame that represents power and faith, a yellow flame that represents wisdom, clarity, vision, truth, and a pink flame that represents love, excellence, and creativity. That's what we have to awaken inside, the threefold flame. It's already there. You just make the conscious connection. And that's the gateway to the Christ or the higher self. When we touch that, we cancel or consume, because it's fire in the heart, it's fire. The fire consumes your egoic ideas. So you have a vision, you have a desire, you have an intention. Take it to the threefold flame of your heart. That fire will amplify all the virtues, qualities, and frequencies that you need to manifest that next reality. And at the same time, it will consume all that is not serving you anymore. So give everything to the threefold flame in your heart. That will filter something if it's coming from the ego. It will align that intention. And you have the authority now to manifest in the name of the Christ self that you are. Our personality cannot create in the light because it has no authority. The victim has no authority in the light. It's outside of the kingdom. It's outside of divine frequencies. So the only authority to create in the light, meaning you say something, ask and it shall be given, and that is manifested, is if you do it through the Christ self in your heart or the higher self. That aspect of you has to be pronouncing, expressing, writing down the divine intention that you want to be manifesting. God listens to your cry self, not to your victim. Whatever you're trying to manifest through victim consciousness or separation consciousness is not heard in the universe. It's not real. God cannot listen to something that is not real. So that's why the only possibility here is to become divine creators. And then we have authority. Then energy responds to what we are affirming, declaring, praying for, intending. Third reminder, remember that there is always a divine way. Not human linear, a divine way. There's always a divine way. Accepting this will challenge your defeat mindset. Does anyone go into defeat mode occasionally? Oh my God, what's going on? This is terrible. Yeah, we go there, right? Because there's pockets of that still on the planetary consciousness. If we just remember in that moment, however reality is presenting itself, whatever we think is happening, if we just remember, there's always a divine way. There's always a divine way. I'm going to find it because there's always a divine way. I'm never forsaken. There's always a divine way. By accepting that there is a solution and stop fearing your seeming limitations, you will never create a problem again. You will just create opportunities for growth. Because if you know that there is a solution, then there's not a problem. The definition of problem is there's no solution. So if I know there's always a solution, I can never create problems anymore. I can just create opportunities for growth, for exploration, for discovery, for expansion, for trying something different, but never again a problem. Can you see that? Yes, good. The other thing to remember, you can discreate and recreate anything that you have chosen to experience. You are free to make new choices. Whatever timeline you have accessed and you are participating in, the moment you say, I'm done with these experiences, you just create them. That's it. You don't have to keep on participating in something that doesn't resonate with you just because you started the timeline. You don't have to stay in a relationship just because you started the relationship. You don't have to stay in a job just because you signed up for the job. You can change any moment. You're free. You're free to create, discreate, and recreate at will. Whenever you learned your lessons in that timeline, in that frequency, that's it, move on. You don't owe anything to anyone. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to explain why you want something different. You don't have to understand even why you want something different. You just want something different. So you're out of that other frequency. That's it. It's up to you. Yeah. If you start conceiving yourselves as cosmic citizens, navigating your human divine experience at will, consciously at will, what frequencies would you choose to navigate now? What choices would you make? What timelines would you be participating in? Who would you love to co-create reality with? What energy circuits would you love to be participating in? What are the souls, the people you would love to have around you? Where would you love to live? What is your vocation? What do you want to consecrate your life force energy to? You don't need a job to pay the bills. That's a choice. If you were a creator, creatrix, how would you spend your 24 hours? Because whether it's job, whether it's service, whether it's vocation, however you want to call that, you're investing your energy there. Is it worth investing your energy there? Do you see the benefit? Do you see the blessing? Do you see the impact? And it's your choice. Where do you see value? Nobody's judging your job, your relationships, what you eat, where you live. But is it something that resonates with your heart? Or is it something that you're doing because you don't know what else to do? Do you see the difference? A divine creator makes a choice because it has a choice. The victim doesn't have a choice. It's the only thing I know. I have to keep on repeating this. Even if I hate it, it's the only solution for me because it's the only thing I know. But if again, you go to the threefold flame in your heart, knowing that you're a cosmic citizen. Do you understand the concept of being a cosmic citizen? You can travel anywhere, any frequency, any timeline, any situation, future, past, present, up, down. You can navigate this cosmic universal reality however you will, according to what you desire to be experiencing. So as a cosmic citizen, you have a passport to go anywhere. You have a cosmic passport. Did you know that? Did anyone tell you that before? You have a cosmic passport. You have access to any realm. Where would you want to be existing right now? And use the passport. Reclaim that freedom. And if you're done with a certain experience, relationship, job, financial situation, that's it. Make a new choice. You're free to do that, okay? The other thing to know, the first step is free. But then when God gives you the solution, the next step, the guidance, the prompting, God also gives you the resources that you need to transform your reality. So tap into the abundance of the universe. So to create transformation, to manifest my desired reality, the first step is free. And the second, third, fourth, fifth steps, God will give me the resources. So it's kind of free also. Keeps on being free, right? Because it's still coming from God. So everything that you're wishing to manifest right now comes from your God self. Everything that you're wishing, willing, desiring to manifest right now comes from your God self. The first step you will perceive as free is just, am I willing to prosper? Am I willing to be victorious? Am I willing to step out of victim consciousness? I am willing to stop suffering? Yes. The yes is free. The no is free also, but don't use the no. So the yes is free. And then once you say yes, but not before, once you say yes, you gave permission to God through your free will to receive the inspiration, the resources, the relationships, the environments to support you manifest that. But the resources come after the yes. I see the benefit in transforming my consciousness and reality. I see the benefit of embodying, integrating my highest version. Before the yes, there's no resources. It's the victim, paralyzed, perceiving fear like an insufficiency. I have to say yes, I have to open the door. All the resources are on the other side of the door of the yes. So the yes is free. The yes is free. And then all the resources will start coming into my reality when I give God permission to be abundant. Have you noticed in the past or in this present moment how you might have been inadvertently been resisting abundance, saying, no, I don't deserve it. No, it's too much. No, that's impossible. No, not for me. No, not now. Are you sure, God? Am I the right person? Were you thinking about me really? I don't trust you. I can't surrender. I'm suspicious about all this abundance, etc., etc., etc. So if you just stop there and you say, even if I don't know why I deserve so much love, I still want it. Even if I don't know how to create more abundance, I still want it. Even if I don't know how to attract more loving relationships, I still want them. So it's just your desire and acknowledging that desire. I want to share something with you now on screen. So that for the ones who are more visual, you have here the sequence of how we create transformation. And we call it the prosperity formula. We know that in reality, there's no formulas to anything, okay? But it's just playing with words. So the prosperity formula, let's go to the bottom of the spiral here. It all starts with the willingness to thrive. That means recognizing an evolutionary impulse in you, an authentic desire to transcend your ancestral programming. Do you all recognize that you desire to transcend your ancestral programming and do something in a different way? And that you deserve a life that is outside of the ancestral box, and that it's okay to have those desires. They come from God. So you have the willingness. Is the willingness enough? I say, okay, I'm willing. That's it to create? No. Then comes the investment. Because now we have to co-create with God. So God places the willingness in you. But now you, as a creator, creatrix, you have to co-create. There's something you have to give of you for this to be manifesting. So the first thing, and it's incremental steps to freedom, the first thing we give is time, our time. And some people say, oh, but I don't have time. That's the problem, right? I don't have time. We all have 24 hours a day. I haven't heard of a human being that doesn't have 24 hours. They have 10 or 36. Like, do you know a human being that doesn't have 24 hours every day? We all have 24 hours, right? Mm. So why do we have the perception that we don't have 24 hours? Because we might be investing the time in the wrong things. Distractions, avoidance, external things, etc. But we all have time. So because I have the willingness to thrive, I start giving of my time. That can mean time to read a book of higher consciousness, time to come here today to this type of events, time in nature, time off the matrix, time of introspection, inner communion, breath work, lighting a candle, incense cone or something and playing music, time for yourself, for your higher self to emerge. Listening to higher consciousness, being exposed to new ideas. So it's time spent in the reality I want to be manifesting, not in the things that I don't like. So I have to take time from the things I don't like, from the obligations, and reinvest the same time I already have in the things I love. So it's not even new time. It's the same old time that now I invest in the things I love, because I'm giving myself permission to be joyful, to invest in myself, to connect with what makes my heart sing. Yes. So it's a reallocation of resources. It's nothing new I have to create. I just have to make the choice of I stop doing this and I start doing this other thing. Yeah. It's a new investment I have to make with the same time God has given me always. Once I start giving time to my new reality, to my project, to my creation, then comes the resources. Spiritual, like the spiritual disciplines, the connection, and material resources. Why isn't the willingness and the time not enough? We need the resources. As long as you are in embodiment, you will invest your resources in a cause. A cause means there's a cause and an effect in reality. Whatever I use my time and resources in or for, that's the cause that is creating my reality. So if I say, I'm going to meditate, that's a cause. I'm going to spend time in nature, that's a cause. It's the original point of creation. And from that, I have an effect, a consequence, a result. So as long as we are in embodiment, we will be investing our resources in something. Every something is the cause that will create a result in your reality. So we cannot stop investing. As long as you are here in embodiment, you will invest in something. So you can't stop investing. The only thing you can choose to do is to invest in the right things. But you have no option to say, you know, God, as long as I'm here on earth, I will stop investing in myself. It's not a possibility. You can invest in the right things or the wrong things, but you're always investing time in something, attention, focus, hope, in something, right? It's important to understand what is the right form of investment, the right for you, of course, yeah? for your soul to ascend. Because if you invest in the wrong things, you create a downward spiral. It goes down and down and down, and it sucks your energy, and it's all negative, and it's disconnecting you from what you really want, and you go into the ancestral programming, and you disconnect from your life, actually. Whenever we are investing in the wrong things, we can call that obligations, all the things we do for other people to love us or to approve of us, but we don't love, it doesn't resonate with our heart. That goes into this downward spiral. What happens with all those creations? They go into disintegration mode. All that is disconnected from our heart disintegrates. It falls apart. Because only love is a cohesive force. Cohesive means it's a glue, sticks things together. Unless I'm in the cohesion of my heart and coherence of my heart creating there, all else is meant to disintegrate, to support me, because it means it's not coming from my heart. It's inorganic. It's not helping me. It's disconnecting me from my joy. So it's good that that will disintegrate. Because I might have the idea I wanted that, but I didn't want it really. So it has to be destroyed by the sacred fire of my heart, right? So we are either in the disintegration vortex or ascension vortex, which is expansive, sustainable, renewable, magnifying, amplifying everything. So I start giving my time. Time means dedication. If I love something, I have to dedicate time to that, whether it's a hobby. If I love painting, for example, I have to spend time painting because it's what I love. So I spend time in love. Then I start supporting myself in the next loop of the spiral with my spiritual and material resources. I invest in myself because I see value in my life project. I see value in my dreams. I see value in my desires. I see value in that unique contribution I will bring to my family, to my community, to the planet, to humanity. So it's worth investing in. So when we don't invest in ourselves, really the belief system is, I'm not worth the investment. Why not? Why would you invest in a car, in a house, clothes, but not in you, in your spirit, in your creative spirit? Don't you see the value of that? It's the only permanent investment you will ever make because you take that with you forever. The car doesn't go through the ascension portal with you. Did you know that? When you go through the ascension portal, you don't take your houses, bank accounts, credit cards. You just take the growth of your soul, how much you have expanded your soul. That's the only thing you take to the next level and the next level and the next level. So the only permanent investment is what you invest in your spiritual growth. You keep that forever and ever. And that goes to your bank account, which is your causal body, is where all your dharma gets to be stored there. You can never, ever lose your dharma. All the light solutions, all the light services, all that you give in the light stays with you forever and keeps on amplifying. Third step, so we give time, so now I'm more excited, now I start investing in myself, more excited. Now is the level of surrender. It's the choice to completely shift my consciousness and reality. Like really embrace or embody my higher self consciousness. Really become the one that I am. So it's surrendering completely to the truth of who you are, the potential of who you are, and making the choice to sacrifice the belief system that is limiting your creative capacities. So it's to surrender into your greatness. Accept that you're a great being. But before that, I have to have the willingness, the time, and the investment in myself, the spiritual and material resources, to create that tipping point where my higher self is stronger than my ancestral self. And I can fully trust my higher self. It's you, it's your real you. It's your fantastic, amazing, wonderful you. But why don't we believe that we are that? There's ancestral memories and records. We think we are the small personality. We think we are that person that our family sees or friend sees. No, we are something different. But we have to acknowledge that before others can see that in us, right? Only then, when I am in the surrendered state, meaning accepting what God wants to make of me, rather than what I'm forcing myself to be approved by society, only then the divine solution appears. And with the divine solution, which is the support of the Ascended Masters or Source or the light beings, comes the freedom to prosper. So the prosperity formula is willingness to thrive. People who want to fail and love fear, they don't have the willingness. Not every soul has the willingness to thrive. So when you're on a planetary level, why are so many people suffering? 90% of the population is not willing to thrive. Oh, it was not about God, the country, the economy, this, that. No, they're not willing. They're not willing to thrive. Are they bad people? No. They have a lot of ancestral imprints. They are disconnected from their divine potential. But you here, you're willing to thrive. So if you give it time, and it's time for what you love, no sacrificing that. It's giving yourself time for what you love, we are passionate about. And then you start investing in your passion. Makes sense, right? Why wouldn't you invest in your passion? And then you surrender and you allow God to mold you, to transform you into that next version of yourself. That's all you have to be doing. And there comes the freedom to prosper. Most people are not thriving because they haven't attained the level of consciousness. This means the amount of energy to feel free to step into their sacred sovereign destiny. They still think they have to live the life their parents want, their employees or employers want, society wants, culture wants, etc. To prosper, we need to free up a lot of energy. How do we do that then? We start taking the wrong will that was placed in obligations, we give it to the light. So the willingness to thrive. I give time to the light, resources to the light, and I surrender to the light. I create the freedom then. I give myself permission to do what I love. That's what we are here to do. To make the choice of living the best life we can live that is in accordance with our heart's desires, is in resonance with our heart, and then teach others how to do that also. So we are here to manifest our desired reality. That's God's plan for us. Do you think God's plan for you is to suffer? To be in a job that you hate? To be in awful relationships? To think that you're a poor little human being full of limitations, stuck here on planet Earth? That's the plan of the ego, of the dark forces. God's plan for you. God is always wanting to help you manifest your desired reality, the one you chose for yourself. God is in full support of your vision. Can we accept it? Can we stop fighting abundance? Can we stop saying we don't deserve something so magical and miraculous? Can we embrace the miracle consciousness? That's God's frequency. Every single day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, God is trying to help you. But who says no then? The ancestral voices inside. False modesty, the wounded child, okay? But that's not the real us anyway, so that can be alchemized. So let's go. So remember that all the levels of contribution are an expression of self-love, self-support, and self-care. Why would you spend time, money, resources, disciplines in your dream and your passion? Because you love yourself, you support yourself, and you care about yourself. So when you invest in your spiritual expansion and growth, when you invest in your divine creator, creatrix, that's a self-care practice. That's self-love in action. Because who's going to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself to begin with? Who's going to believe in your cause, in your message, if you don't invest in that initially? You are the source of that. You are the first one creating that in your universe. So you give it your full support first. And then you start magnetizing others with the same passion, with the same purpose, mission. So let's go to the practice. Briefly, if you can write in the chat box then, so we identify the challenge for most of you. What would be your desire right now? You don't have to explain it. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to understand why you want what you want. Just allow your heart to say, you know what? I would love this or that. What would be the main desire that you have been fighting against because you don't believe it's possible, because you think you don't have the resources? So for Shailen, it's absolute freedom. You're in the right community, Shailen. Absolute freedom. Let's wait for others, and we go into the practical activations for today. And just consult with your heart, with your inner child if you want. Let's Lindsay first. To know what my purpose is, beautiful. Jay says, pure surrender to love and faith. Kara says freedom. Wilma says financial freedom. Thina, never-ending energy. Yes, like infinite energy. Yesai says loving relationships. Taylor says peace and love and freedom. Janetta says love. So let's focus on that in our hearts. For the ones who have questions, we'll do that, a Q&A at the end of this event. We can stay for maybe 10 more minutes, but I want to go into the transformation right now and the activations. So let's become now practical. So hold your vision, that desire in your heart. Believe in that, trust it, it's good, it's coming from God, you deserve it. So the first step now is to be in our heart. So for that, I will chant a mantra that came through our consciousness a few years ago. Is the Om Hu Ayam Yehovah Yireh. Shailen, could you help us by typing that in the chat box for the new ones? Om Hu Ayam Yehovah Yireh. Yehovah Yireh, Yehovah is the name of God, but Yehovah Yireh means God will provide. It's connected with the divine providence, yeah? So we'll chant it 7 times, one for every main chakra in our energy system. Om Hu Ayam Yehovah Yireh. Om Hu Ayam Yehovah Yireh. Om Hu Ayam Yehovah Yireh. Om Hyu Ayam Yehovah Ire. 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 So that invites us to be in our heart, because remember, the authority to create is in your heart. If you're in your mind, you can't create anything in the light. So we have to be in the heart. You can chant it, or you can just say Om Hyu Ayam Yehovah Ire. 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 You can say it as many times as you want. I love 9, but you can say it 100, 108, 3, 6. When you know that you're in your heart, how do you know? No anxiety, no judgment, no worry, no limitations. You're in a very expansive, quiet, beautiful space. Then you can set your intention. How we set intentions in the light is we set intentions by listening to source, not by controlling or manipulating your life force energy. So I see many people connecting with the heart and saying, you know what, God, I would love your intention to be this one or that one for me. So we go and control energy. A healthy intention is allowing yourself to receive in your heart the intention that comes from your God self. Like receive the intention rather than manipulate the intention. Have you noticed in the past that maybe you go tell God how things should be manifesting, or how life should be unfolding, or what you think is best for you? That would be controlling, manipulating. That's the small self connecting with higher consciousness and misqualifying the energy, really. So what would it feel like to set intentions by being receptive more than controlling? So I'm in my heart now and say, okay, God, here, I'm here with you. I'm here in my inner temple. I'm receptive, I'm listening. What can we co-create together that comes from my potential, that comes from something new, that makes me transcend my fears and become someone different? And receive that and write it down and trust what comes from God. So you can do that exercise now. Receive your next intention. Receive your next step. Don't control it out of fear. Don't minimize it. Sometimes we are so afraid of our abundance and greatness that we come up with very, very small ideas as an intention because they feel safe. But that's coming still from the personality. It won't fulfill you. So you can ask God, show me something to fulfill myself. Show me how can I serve myself and others in a bigger way. Show me how to create from my potential. Show me how to trust all that I am. Yes? So receive that intention, write it down if it resonates, or keep it in your heart. So once you are in your heart, you receive the intention from your God self, from your I am presence, from your Christ self. How do you know it's something exciting? If it's boring, that's not the next step. It has to be exciting, expansive. It comes from your enthusiasm. Oh, I can't wait to go in that direction. Yes, I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to create that. Once you have that, the third step in the sequence is invoke an ascended master. So as an example today, we will invoke Master Hilarion. Master Hilarion is a master of abundance, health, precipitation, and truth. You can then invoke any other ascended master, whether it's Master Jesus, Paul the Venetian, Master El Moria, Isis, Hathor, any ascended master. For today, Hilarion. So you can start visualizing an emerald green ray of light coming down your crown chakra, going down your pillar of light, illuminating every chakra, every energy center, going down and up your nadis, the energy channels. So you can feel you're receiving medicine, a transfusion of light, going to every cell and vein in your body, reconverting every thought, every emotion, every physical symptom, so that you can quantum jump into a divine timeline. Surround yourselves by green light and create a vortex of green light that's just spinning in both directions at the same time, clockwise, anti-clockwise. You just surrender into the emerald green light. You don't control the process. You just say yes to your dream. You just say yes to your potential. You say yes to your passion. You say yes to your desired reality. Because the way to manifest it is quantum. And you already have in you all that you need. You just have to awaken it. And now we will move on to the fourth step, the sacred breath. This is something that we teach in our leadership curriculum in the Sacred Temple of the Heart teachings. So the sacred breath is in 4 steps. We inhale to the count of 4, we hold to the count of 4, we exhale to the count of 4, and we hold to the count of 4. Yeah, so inhale, hold, exhale, hold. But as we do that, that's just the breath. When we inhale, we say, I receive. And you start feeling that you receive all the frequencies, all the inspiration, the version that you need to be to deserve that next reality. So I receive all that you want right now. When you hold, we will say, I alchemize. All the new frequency will start reshifting, recreating something inside of you. When you exhale, you say, I return. So you give back to source all that is not serving you anymore, to empty yourself of limitations. And when you hold for the 4th time, you say, I re-encode, meaning I allow love truth to completely reprogram my consciousness, body, and reality. So let's try it. Let's take a deep breath. So it's 4, 4, 4, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So let's go. I receive. I alchemize, and you hold. I return, you exhale. I re-encode, and you hold. I receive. I alchemize. I return. I re-encode. I receive. I alchemize. I return. I re-encode. One more time. I receive. I alchemize. I return. I re-encode. You continue breathing normally. And to finish this process, to seal this activation, know that the shift is already happening because the call compels the answer. Energy follows your will. It is cosmic law, not personal opinion. It is cosmic law that the call compels the answer. If you are in your heart, you receive the intention, you invoke an ascended master, you do the breath work, and you surrender, the shift is happening because the call compels the answer. This is very important to remember. The moment you invoke an ascended master and you bring him or her to your conscious awareness, they have to give you an answer and a solution. They can't say no. They can't say, I'm not going to pay attention to you because you behaved badly yesterday. No, they have to answer. Because in this now moment, if you ask for their help, they are in service to humanity. They will show you the way. So with that trust, you know that already the shift is happening. Yeah. So to end this transmission today, we just want to offer you what our next steps can be. We have in our community and service two curriculums. We call them leadership and mastery curriculum. Of course, it's spiritual leadership and spiritual mastery. So we have every Wednesday free. Remember, the first step is free. We have free leadership development sessions. Simbel, who you see in camera, and Shailen, who you see in camera, are the life mentors that we have trained in our community. They will receive you in those free leadership development sessions every Wednesday. All the information is in our website, and we will send you reminders. It's from 2 to 3 p.m. Dominican Republic. It's Puerto Rico time, Atlantic Standard Time. So that's every Wednesday. Why is it important to be there in that container? To hold the frequency of leadership, to be solution-oriented, to stay in your heart, to follow the way of your heart, to release ancestral imprints, energies, memories, records, so that you can make the choice to thrive. But we have to cultivate the leadership consciousness, okay? It's not just today that you came here. We have to give it momentum, okay? So we have that free space every Wednesday with two beautiful life mentors. Both of them completed our leadership curriculum, all of it. They have been training with us for a while. They have private sessions with us every Monday because we keep on training them. They offer also live mentoring sessions, privately, individually, for the ones who want to accelerate the path even more. So those are the two beautiful faces you will see every Wednesday, and they are highly trained to offer you all the teachings and the tools in that space. We have also two albums. Shailen also created these two albums with us. She's a musician also. One is called Mystical Path. It's all in our website. The other one is called Call from the Temples of Prosperity. Connecting with music for many people is the first step. You know, because there's no much fear around music. We could just surrender to the frequencies of the music. And the two albums are completely intertwined, if you will, with our curriculums. So it's original tracks that you will not find anywhere else than in our community. And they respond to the frequencies of all our training courses. So just by listening to the music, you're already, you know, making that first step. And it's a very, very low investment. So you can get the albums. On Wednesdays, you will see that all the transmissions are based on one of our ebooks. It's called The Child, the Master, and the Inner God, Portals to Tune into Divine Health. So you might want to have that ebook. If it resonates, you don't need it, but for the leadership sessions, but that will resonate more because it will cover Simbel and Shailen this year, all the transmissions and tools and mantras in that ebook. So if you have it, it's a good companion for you to have. It's not mandatory, but it's very inspiring. And then the next great step for our community is our March Equinox online retreat. It's in a month. It will be March 20th through 24th. We will be sending reminders and messages, but it's our next online retreat where we meet for 5 days, only 2 hours each day. It's not a full day, just 2 hours on the 20th through the 24th. It's called Love All, Serve All. All those looking to serve, to love, to upgrade relationships, to connect with the Ascended Masters, to open a portal of divine service, to receive a lot of love and abundance. You can check that out in our website. It's called Love All, Serve All. So if you go to our menu, under retreats, the one on the bottom, the last one is Love All, Serve All. That's a calling for March, but some might need preparation to be in that frequency. So the first step would be coming every Wednesday to the leadership sessions. You will really accelerate your frequency there because everything is solution-oriented. It's light solutions, connection with the Ascended Masters and the Ascended Hosts. So you want to be there to find the divine solutions every Wednesdays and to reveal your next step. And now we have to train ourselves to know the next step every single day. We have to activate our inner guidance because everything is shifting rapidly on planet Earth. Unless we connect with our Christ or higher self, we will be lost. because everything is coming in present moment in the form of prompting or guidance. We need to train ourselves to read our energy and understand the language of the higher self. The GPS now is the higher self for humanity. Unless we understand that technology and how to co-create with the higher self, we will not thrive and we will create a lot of challenges, okay? So that's the invitation for Wednesdays. Thank you for being here. With this, we end the recording. And for the ones who want to stay maybe 5-10 minutes for extra questions and to get to know each other, we can stay longer. Thank you and many blessings.